All right, guys, last time we left off with our apartment layout. We were ready for hydraulic calculations. So that's where we're heading this video. We're using our program 8800 Dashboard Hydraulics from Sigma. It's a great program. I can't recommend it enough. So let's get started and go into model space. I've already got my nodes laid out on here, how I want to calc this. With this program, one of the things about it, you have to start at the source with 0 always, and you have to use numbers for the rest of the nodes. So I always, oops, that should be a 1. Make the base riser usually 1, unless there's some other. If we had a change in pipe size out here, we'd add another node here and then have the base riser be 2. But so 0 to 1, we're using, it's going to be a 2-inch flame guard, and there's going to be a T, and then a double check valve in the vault, and then we'll have a couple elbows up here. So we'll go 2E, and we're gonna call this an underground pipe. And I believe I have this already figured out to save us some time. It's 96 feet. That includes a slope of 3 feet for the 3 foot of bury and then go into the floor. So now we'll add another line, and we're going to go now from node 1 to 2, which is going to be from our base of riser to our top of our riser. And let's make that 1.5 inch flame guard. This is totally, not a real building, so we're just going to imagine a water supply that'll work. Let's see, we'll probably go through a ball valve at least, and an elbow at the top. And we're going to call this a feed riser. And the height of that will be 9'7", which I'm going to have to get my cheat sheet here. All right, so 9'7" is actually 9.58, and our slope is going to be 9.58 as well. We're going straight up. And so now let's add another line. And here's our number 2, the top of our riser. And we're coming in across here and down to this 3. And that is 21 foot 9 inches. So that would be 21.75. Oh, let me back up here. We're going 2 to 3. We'll stay with 1.5 flame guard. And see, there's 1, 2 elbows. We're calling this a feed main. And the length again is 21.75. No slope. Add a P line. That's 3 to 4, which this is going to be our elevation change, going from the ceiling of the first floor to the ceiling of the 3rd floor. We'll keep this 1.5 inches. This is probably our biggest point of pressure loss in the system, this pipe. And it will be going straight up to this 4, and then elbowing off that way. So we'll call that an elbow. This is the feed main. The length of that is 18'3", which is 18.25. Slope again is 18.25. So it's going straight up that. Now we'll add another one. We'll go 4 to 5, 1.5 inches. And we're going to be going up here, turning a corner. That's an elbow. Here's another elbow, and then there's this 5. So 1, 2 elbows, and we're calling that feed main. And 4 to 5 is 45 feet and 10 inches. So that's 45.83. No slope. We'll add P line. So now we're going to go from this 5 to this 33, which is a sprinkler. So in this program, whenever you have a sprinkler, it always has to be in the node 2 position. Oops, 33. Now the reason for that is you have to use numbers in this program, and if it's a sprinkler on the 3rd floor, I just start it 31, 32, 33. There's only 3 sprinklers in this compartment. NFPA 13R allows us to calc only the 3. If it was a 13 system, we'd have to go for a 4th, regardless of if it was in the same compartment. This can be 1 inch, and that's 11'9". So we're going to put a T and an E. So T, comma, E, and we're going to call that a branch line. And it is 11'9", which is 11.75. No slope. Okay, now we're going to go from 5 to 6. Again, 1 inch flame guard. And it's like we got 1 elbow. We'll call this another elbow here. So we'll say 2 elbows. And call that a branch line. And let's see, 5 to 6. That was 21.10, which is 21.83. No slope, no elevation change. Okay, so now we're 6. We can go to 32 and to 31. So I'm gonna go to 32 first. Again, these numbers are just kind of arbitrary. I just placed these in here when I was, could have been 31 here and 32 and 33. It doesn't matter. Could have gone 7, 8, 9 as well. It really doesn't matter. The only number that it forces you into is 0 has to be your source. And so it's just doing some sort of system that makes sense to you. So let's see, we're going 6 to 32. I'd say we have an elbow. I'm going to add another one here just to be conservative. Make sure we got enough. Branch line, that is 6 inches or 0.5 feet. No elevation change. Oops, one thing I forgot back here on our first sprinkler. To make this a sprinkler, we're using Senju 4.9s. And we have a 16 gallon a minute requirement. And let's see, this one's a sprinkler as well. So 16, oops, 4.9. Okay, now we're going 6 to 33. 1 inch flame guard. And so this is going to be a little bit complicated. We have this little riser nipple that's right here that we haven't labeled yet. But that is right here. So there's 2'11" of riser nipple, but total from here to the bottom we have a total elevation change in this pipe 5'8". So that will be my slope. I'm going to go ahead and put that in 5.8, which is 5.67. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3 elbows. I'm going to add another one for right here, even though we've already counted it twice. I'm just trying to be a little conservative, make sure we got everything. Branch line. Okay, and the total for this one, I added it up earlier, is 15'3", which is 0.25. Okay, now we again need a 16 gallons a minute and 4.9. So we are done inputting this, so I'm going to go ahead and save. Let's go to our water supply, and I'm just going to throw in an imaginary thing. Let's say 55 and 50 and I don't know, 900 gallons a minute maybe. This is the floor. I want it to be node 1. Mark as the finished floor. Okay, set as active supply. Close that. Let's go to job information. Let's see your job name would be here. Continued. I don't know. Street, city, state, zip. Oops, wrong one. There we go. Let's see. I don't know what this is type 5 construction. Put that in. Authority, whatever your jurisdiction you're working with. And then we put your name here. Let's put our caps lock. Your name here. Your address. City, state, zip again. We can put your info in here. We've got 3 Senju RC-res. Let's see, the number on those is 464. It's a 1/2 inch. K factor is a 4.9. System type is wet. That's a little inconvenient getting covered over. Let's move that. 0.05 density. Remote area. See, it's going to be 256 times 3. Should know that off the top of my head. Let's get our calculator. 256 times 3 equals 768. Design standard. Let's say we're doing to the 2016 NFPA 13R. Hazard residential. This is really 13 information they're looking for. Design curves. So that doesn't really apply to 13R system. Okay, let's go into calculate. Oops, did something wrong. Okay. Do you wish to continue? No, let's fix it. That was supposed to be 31. Okay, let's save and calculate. Okay, so this is why it's called dashboard hydraulics. Man, we are just not quite working. Of course, this is imaginary, so we could even increase our pressure if we wanted, but let's just try. This is what's kind of nice about this program. We labeled these pipe types. Now it's showing me, what the different pressure losses are. I'm not really going to gain much actually if I increase this. Like if I put that at 2 inch, I hit calculate, it hardly changed anything. But this one is going to make a major difference. Well, and so there it works. We go 2 inch to the roof and then just everything, in a 2 inch main down the middle and everything coming off with 1 inch. So we got our 10% margin. We're at 12.5%. It's pretty easy to see right here. So we're good to go. Let's go ahead. I think for our demonstration, let's see, how do I want to do this? No, that's fine, I guess. Let's just go with that. Let's go to calculate. Oops, I already did that. Sorry. That's not what I want. It's already calculated. So go to submittal, and we'll see what our submittal looks like that it made for us. So here we've got, this is a random logo I put in here for demonstration purposes. But your logo could be there and all of your information. Let's go to full screen here. So here's our report. This is standard NFPA 13 style report with a graph here, 13 style graph. We've got our nodes listed, our water supply information, your logo again, and then our last page, the full report on the calculations. This is an NFPA 13 style report. Again, your logo. And it's pretty clear. Everything exactly the way NFPA 13 requires for calculations. And of course this is 13R, but we're doing calculations per 13. So that's basically it for this video. Next time we will continue with, we'll be drawing a riser detail in 3D in SketchUp. And we will then, for our final video, we will export that as a DWG and be going back to DraftSite, and we'll go in and enter all of our hydraulic calculation information onto the drawing along with our riser detail, which we'll put right here, and we'll label it all. We'll go through our checklist and just make sure we're ready to submit to the authority having jurisdiction. All right, we look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.